Gentlemen, as you well know, we have finally made contact with an alien species willing to share their technology with us. They have been contacting us through the Eisen-Rosen Bridge, thereby avoiding subspace messaging and contacting us directly. Now, we cannot have this get out. Suggestions.
Well, we can blow up the bridge.
No. The bridge is how they're communicating with us.
Oh, well, I mean, we'd still blow it up, though.
Well, eventually. That is the plan. Eventually, we will take their technology and turn it against them, thereby establishing us as the dominant species in the galaxy.
Oh.
But eventually, somebody's going to catch wind of our communications, and we need a way of covering this up.
What if we did some sort of internet podcast where certain individuals communicated with them on a regular basis, but, we covered it up somehow?
Yes. Yeah, see, that would make sense, because anybody who was making the podcast eventually would be figured out if they were directly communicating with the aliens.
What if we made these two nerdy people and they talked about nerdy things? That way it's tech savvy, and that's ingenious.
Yes.
That
would
make total sense.
Yeah, and every single one of their podcasts would actually be coded messages to these aliens, and they could pretend about how sexy they are. That would be the code word to let these aliens know we are talking to them.
What if whenever we had a special message for them, every so often we'd have a special guest come on?
I like it.
It could be one of the aliens.
Yes, and no one will suspect a thing. It is the perfect cover-up.
Yeah.
What if people really don't think nerds are sexy?
Nah.
Nerd is the new sexy.
Welcome to Nerd is the New Sexy. Woo! This is episode 63. As always, I'm Sunrie. I've got with me...
Wildfire 1.
And special guest star...
Grizzly McBee.
Woo! Grizzly!
Hey, it's good to have you back, Grizz.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a few episodes, and just so you guys know, if he's breaking up a little bit, he's actually on with us on his phone, so
yes.
If there's some issues there, that's why.
Yes, the phone, not a wormhole.
I may or may not be in the middle of BFE, aka a different galaxy.
So, like we were saying, this is episode 63, season 4. So what's the topic tonight, Sunrie?
Well, conspiracy theories. What makes a good one? What are some stupid ones we've heard? And what ones are persistent even to today?
And just so you guys know, I'm wearing my tinfoil hat just for this episode.
I'm wearing my tinfoil underwear. It's a little scratchy.
My feet are killing me because the only clean socks I had were tinfoil.
Oh, and I also put my tinfoil condom on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when the chick's super hot, you need to be able to have protection.
And on top of that, you can look at yourself in it.
That's right.
So, Sunrise wants to do a quick, not necessarily a nerd tech review, but kind of a review on Destiny. We did talk about it on the we did an actual review on the YouTube page. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and do that, Sunray.
Nerd Tech.
As you know, I played the hell out of the first Destiny up until probably I want to say the Taken King. That's when I kind of bowed out because I got mad with the direction it was going and being locked out of the stuff that I had, and I didn't want to spend another $60 on expansions, and just to get access to stuff that I had already paid for. And I'm not talking about being locked out of the weekly strikes and stuff like that. I'm talking about stuff I actually paid for in game by buying the $100 version up front and being told, oh, you can't have access to this anymore. So I was mad. I was done. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. You're never really over cocaine. You're always addicted to cocaine. You might put it away, and you will always fondly remember the times that you had with cocaine that were good, and they were good. Damn, they're good, but it was ruining your life, and you couldn't do cocaine anymore, so you put it away, and you do good. You do good for a year and a half. Maybe a little bit longer even. You don't touch it, and every so often you might talk about how good it was at the beginning, and then you find out there's a new cocaine, a prettier cocaine, a smoother, more refined cocaine, and you're gonna take that taste. And once you've had that taste, you are fucking back, and that is Destiny 2. Destiny 2 is my cocaine. And just like that, I am back. Now, I will say this. If you got into Destiny at the tail end of it, or even in year 3, it would not have been a very good experience. And it's not something that I would suggest to run out and go buy Destiny 2. There are still some problems. There are problems that I can actually look past. I have been playing the shit out of it. I've actually put Tales of Zestiria to the side for just a little bit because I burned myself out on that, just playing it so much. And I've started playing Destiny 2, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Now, I'm not very
on the PC?
PS4. PC didn't come out until end of October. Now, I am not going to bend over and take it in the ass by buying it on 2 different platforms.
Oh, fuck
I won't do that. Yeah. I will cup the balls, but I am not going to suck that dick. Okay? It ain't going to happen. However, I will say Destiny 2 is the game Destiny 1 should have been. There is story. Now, the story is about as good as Diablo 3 was. Very Saturday morning cartoonish, but it is much more refined. The gunplay is fixed. The PvP has been fixed. It's just an overall better experience. Now, I will say you still have the problem with getting in with an entire clan of people in PvP who are all on mics, and you're connected to them as the host, and you will get destroyed. That needs to be fixed. There needs to be dedicated servers for PvP. But it does not appear that they have, at least at this time, balanced the game for PvP. Thank God. If you look at all the forums, anyone who's bitching about PvP right now, everyone is telling them to shut the fuck up because it ruined the first Destiny. I don't think Bungie's going to make that same mistake. I really hope they don't. The story in the game is actually presented to you. What I don't like is your character is a mute. He never talks, whereas in the first one, he did have a voice. It's one of those games where if you were interested in something like Destiny, I would say buy the base game, get it on sale or used if you can. I would say Destiny 2 as someone who enjoys the gameplay and the grind of it, I would say 8.5 or 9 nerd boners. For the game itself, taking myself out of this, just looking at this like if I didn't know anything about Destiny and I would get into this, I would say, a solid 7.
Okay.
Not overly great, but not a piss poor game. Just very average that's a great shooter.
It's entertaining. It's already better than 1. It's already better than the first game. Yeah.
And here's what I really like about it. I do not have to be grinding with a group who is constantly playing in order to be able to get the best stuff.
And then you have to keep up with them and everything. Yeah.
Right. I can solo play and still get my power level ready enough to be good for the raid. Yeah, if Destiny is something that you're interested in but you're not sure, I would say give it a year and get the limited edition or special edition or whatever it is that they're going to end up calling it. That's got all the expansions plus the base game. Get into it then.
Okay, we'll move on to some news here then. Well, I don't know if I've told you guys, I ordered a Proton Pack on the internet, and it's a lights and sound Proton Pack. Really hard. Up until now, they've been really difficult to find, other than making them yourself for several $100 or buying them off a prop shop, which is like thousands of dollars, which is bullshit.
Yes.
But you know what, us nerds need our toys. So anyway, I love places like Halloween stores. I love Halloween stores. I'm a big fan of Halloween, and I'm a big fan of a store called Spirit Halloween.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just Spirit Halloween.
Yeah. So anyway, and I've been shopping their stores. They open up, in town. And yeah, there's a big one that was a town away for the longest time, and I'd go there and shop and go crazy. Long story short, Spirit Halloween is one of the ones that are selling this Proton Pack. So I call them because they changed the date on the day they were supposed to deliver it. And I call them and I'm like, okay, well, let's see what the date is. Because I'm paying for this. I want to know when I'm going to get it. And I talked to the lady on the phone on customer service, and this is me just telling you guys how good these people are. Before I even get too far in, I'm not even griping. I'm not talking. I'm talking like I'm talking right now. I was just, hey, I just want to know what the status of what my order was. Oh, it's this, that, and the other thing. They pushed it back, and then she goes, oh, by the way, since they pushed it back, we'll give you $33 off your order. This is a $70 Proton Pack.
Nice.
You do the math. You do the math, nerds. 70 minus 30.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay. I was all happy, extremely excited. I'm like, okay, fuck, dude, I'm getting a fucking deal off this. Anyway, long story short, I had some issues. My card that I ordered it with. So I I called back. I was like, "Hey guys, I just want to make sure that it went through," and it turns out they ended up having to cancel it. Well, they went through the trouble of reordering it for me while I was on the phone. On top of that, still gave me that fucking $33 discount. They're beautiful people. The Spirit Halloween store is a beautiful store. Great fucking customer service. Both people I talked to were super fucking nice. So I got to give them a shout out. I mean, they deserve it. Not everything you're going to buy there is going to be super top of the line, amazing, fucking awesome. No. That's any Halloween store.
Yeah.
However, they have the best stuff that I've seen as far as as far as you can go and physically buy that's not on the internet, that you're not buying, animatronics for like thousands of dollars. And they do sell animatronics.
Yeah.
So if you love Halloween, check out the Spirit Halloween store. That place is fucking amazing. It's definitely got my thumbs up of approval. And yes, I will do a full-on, I'm supposed to get it next month, the Proton Pack. I'm actually dressing up as Halloween as a Ghostbuster, if you guys haven't guessed. I'm getting the patches, I'm getting the jumpsuit. Me and Dread were actually going to do it. We're trying to get Grizzly to do it with us. So hopefully... It's funny because I told Dredd, if you guys were familiar with the podcast, he's also been on in the past. I told him, I said, you got to get this, and he's like, oh yeah, I got to talk to, I got to plan it out with the money and stuff, and then the next week he's like, I fucking ordered it. Guys, when I get that all set up and ready, we'll definitely take pictures. It's gonna be a blast. I can't wait. Some other news real quick before we go is I probably won't be here this weekend. Not this weekend, next weekend. I'm going to do some stuff with the family. I'm going to go out. I'm going to the coast, more or less. So next weekend's going to be Mr. Sunrie taking care of the podcast for me.
Yes.
So it's going to be his baby next week. So
all right.
With that said and done, let's get on with the show. What's the topic? Let's talk about our first conspiracy theory.
All right. Conspiracy theory and just like insane, shit. Okay, so I want to get this one out and about, because there's other ones that we might not necessarily have as much information on and stuff like that we'll touch on, but this is the one that I really wanted to get out. September 23rd, 2017. The end of the world. No, it's not.
When is it ever?
I know.
We've lived through like 6 End of the Worlds just in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So here's what it is. Now, I've got a lot of information on this, but it is based on religion. This is based on Revelations 1 and 2, chapter 12, verse 1, verse 2. Now, the theory is what's happening is the sign of the end times. And the reason being is Venus is supposed to be near the stomach of Virgo. The moon is going to be at the bottom of Virgo. And when the sun rises, the sun is actually going to pass over the top of Virgo. And there's supposed to be 12 stars on her head that is supposed to speak of her crown. For those of you who don't know, Revelation 12, 1 and 2 states, a great sign appeared in heaven. A woman clothed in the sun with the moon under her feet and a crown of 12 stars on her head. She was pregnant and cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. So what people are saying is Venus is supposed to represent Jesus for some reason. Venus is supposed to represent Jesus for some reason. Now, there's no basis for this. People are just saying, oh, well, Venus was a god, Jesus is a god. Well, therefore, Venus is Jesus.
It rhymes.
It rhymes.
It rhymes. I'm your Jesus.
Yeah. I'm your God.
Shit.
So are we going to get free razors on the 23rd, or what's the deal with that?
Yeah. Okay, so what about the 12 stars? Well, a lot of people are saying, well, there's 9 stars in Leo, and that's the crown. And once we have a couple of planets that are up there, they'll look like stars and make 12 stars. That's her 12 stars in her crown. Well, there's a problem with this. 1, Leo does not have 9 stars. Leo has a minimum of 10 stars as long as you include the star that's in his paw, which is hold on, I want to make sure I pronounce this right. It's Omicron Leonis. Leonis. There we go. Leonis. Omicron Leonis. That actually makes it 13 stars minimum. And some constellation charts actually show quite a bit more stars. So there can be actually up to 14 or 15 stars above her head. The other issue with this is the moon takes about 27 1/3 days to orbit the Earth. A day to 2 every month. Virgo has the moon at the feet twice every month.
Is it like having your period?
Well, no, it's supposed to be because the moon's supposed to be at her feet.
Oh, I
So
get you.
yeah, the moon, like it says, like ... One close with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars at her head. So already, it's not abnormal for the moon to be at the Virgo's feet, because almost twice a month it's at Virgo's feet.
Well,
Then that brings me up to the next part. Venus now is supposed to be, oh my God, it's in where, if you draw out Virgo in the night sky, it'll be where the womb is, and it'll be passing through. Well, that's also not all that abnormal. Every 12 years, it sits in Virgo. Venus is inside Virgo every 12 years or so. Because
Well, that's why she's pregnant!
Right. Well, but see, that's the thing. But it's not an abnormal thing to happen, because once every 12 years it happens, because it takes 12 years to orbit the sun. There's 12 constellations.
Guys, these are fucking stars. Stars can't get pregnant.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let me bring else about that. I don't remember the exact though, but it says that when God created the stars, He basically created them for signs for humans to see. Now that's been, people say, oh well, that's where we get astrology and stuff like that from. It's a perversion of all that, but whatever. So they're saying, oh well, see, this is all part of that. That's all part of the scripture. Like I said, every 12 years, Venus is in Virgo anyway. Now the last time this happened was actually, I want to say it was in it was 2009. The last time this happened. So why in 2009 and in 2005 did the world not end? The same event happened.
Well, how come they didn't say that? How come
Because
it wasn't
because of the
YouTube was
media.
not as big as it is now.
Yeah, that's true.
That is exactly why.
Thank you, YouTube, for fucking crackpotting us.
It's one of those things, and the last time all this happened was going back 1969. Then it happened a year after I was born, 1981. Then again in 1993 and in 2005. It's gonna happen again now, and all those times,
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. The world didn't explode.
The world didn't explode. We didn't go into end of times. The fucking horsemen didn't ride. We are good, guys.
Now here's how everybody is tying things together, because they're even saying the solar eclipse is involved on this. And I will this is why. September 23rd, 2017, August 21st, 2017, by playing the numbers and making arcane facts, the dates are separated by 33 days. Now the eclipse made landfall in Oregon, the 33rd state. It left the United States along the 33rd parallel in South Carolina. That's 3 33s. 3 times 33 is 99. It's been 99 years since there was a total solar eclipse.
Flip those numbers upside down and add another 9. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's been 99 years since there was a total solar eclipse that went from coast to coast in the U.S. August 21st, solar eclipse, 40 days before Atonement in 2017, which is September 29th. Now, the number 40 has to have great significance. Salem, Oregon was the first city of any size on the eclipse path. Salem means peace in Hebrew. Now, the point of the greatest duration of the eclipse was Cairo, Illinois. And this is a city named after Egypt, a place that Christians associate with evil. So this obviously has significance too. Now, the next solar eclipse across the United States in April 8th, 2024 is 7 years after this eclipse. The number and the significance of that number 7 has special significance too. So the paths of totality for these two solar eclipses is near the middle 48, forming a big X on the country. So this has a great significance because it's God's judgment. And I wish I was making this up, but I
read that same shit.
I've got a headache. That whole fucking thing just it made my balls hurt.
And this is why.
Speaking of that, I was literally just scratching my balls because I was laughing so hard.
And that's what makes it's things like this that make a good conspiracy theory.
It's just like someone sitting down and thinking way too fucking hard about shit.
Way too much.
Literally, Jesus Christ, calm the fuck down. Have a beer. The world is not going to end. Jesus Christ, literally. I can't even fucking talk. I got a headache from all that shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, yes, it's not Illuminati. It's not, Freemasons, but oh my God.
Well, what about the California earthquake that's supposed to happen that should have happened 20 times before?
Oh, yeah, the ones that are supposed to...
You remember the one in 97 that was supposed to take us out?
Yeah, it didn't happen, damn it.
I sat outside hoping to ride it. I literally wanted to ride it like a wave, and it didn't happen. So disappointed that the earthquake didn't come and destroy California.
Okay, so in 2005, when they did that big documentary about the big one that's gonna, sink California into the ocean. In 2005, I was living in Colorado. My younger sister, she was 14, 15 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Love her to death, but as blonde as can be. She calls me right after watching it and goes, "Can you see the ocean from where you are?" Like, what are you talking about? Well, I just saw on the TV where California fell into the ocean. Can you see the water from where you are? I was like, where are you right now? Oh, I'm at home. Okay, well, where is home? In Porterville. Okay, well, what state is that in? It's in California. I was like, are you underwater? No. She's like, just answer the question. Can you see the water from where you are? I was like, let me talk to Mom. Get off the phone. Let me talk to
Mom. To your defense on this, you were asking very relevant questions.
Yeah.
I know. I know.
Lots of water here, but I don't think much of it is ocean.
No. No, you would be in a lot better spot with your property value if it was.
Yes, and then it leads to, of course, we're supposed to have another big earthquake here in California here soon. Supposedly, It's supposed to be 8+, the Richter scale.
It's supposed to be like an 8.9 at the minimum.
It's supposed to be the one that takes California off the planet, or what was it? Grizzly and I were talking about this the other day. It's either gonna wipe us out or make us our own fucking Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's supposed to do one of two things. The big one's going to hit. A lot of people will say that the fault goes up the Sierra Nevadas and then cuts across to San Francisco. But, the majority of people say, no, the fault goes from LA straight up the Central Valley of California and then about Stockton cuts over to San Francisco, which, even with the different graphs and everything that you can find online that different professors are posting, that's where it shows, is right through the Central Valley.
I'm gonna piss off some sports fans right now. I think that the San Andreas fault actually just circles San Francisco. Hey, on the bright side, guys, when it goes in the ocean, it looked like a butthole. Yeah, so we're supposed to have this big one. It's supposed to take us down. When I say us, California, because unfortunately I still live here. And I don't say unfortunately because of the earthquake. I say unfortunately because this is a shitty place to live, guys.
Amen.
Don't let television fool you. Don't be fooled. Don't fall for the bullshit. This place is full of smog. It's bullshit.
It's dirty.
Horrible. It's hot. Do you think that everywhere looks like the beach?
Not every guy from California has a beach bod. I mean, I'm sure I do under this 180 pounds of protective covering I'm carrying around, but hey.
Hey, thanks to the dad bod thing, I'm in the best shape of my life.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, so the same as, what you were saying with the segue talking about being in Denver. Another one is the Denver airport conspiracy.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Yeah, all the murals show the New World Order by the Illuminati. Now, okay, guys, first of all, I got to say this. There might be a group calling themselves the Illuminati. They don't have any power. The actual Illuminati died out a long, long time ago. They were a small group in, I believe, Russia that ended up being completely taken out. And they were basically what we would consider freedom fighters if we liked them, or terrorists if we didn't.
Sunrise. Shh. Careful. Beyonce's gonna get a team together to kill you.
Yeah, we'll get to that one too. I love that. That's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites. So apparently all these murals that are in the Denver airport are supposed to show how the New World Order is going to come in, murder everyone except for a couple of children, and rebuild in peace. Now, here's my question. You guys think that the government organization and the New World Order, an Illuminati, if you will,
NWO.
I'm supposed to believe this government that comes in and just murders everybody is then going to come in and establish world peace. After they come in and destroy everything and give everybody free will and free reign to do whatever the fuck they want, that in itself doesn't make any goddamn sense. Yeah, we're talking about the government who ran the Mustang Bunny Ranch here in Nevada, a place where they sold two things, whiskey and women, at the same place.
Pussy and booze, guys.
Yeah, they went bankrupt. It shut down. The government cannot run whiskey and women. I refuse to believe they have this power to create a whole new world government. So with this Denver airport thing, all these murals are supposed to show basically what's going to happen, and it's things like a swastika on is the runway. If you look at the runway and you draw the lines, it does not look like a swastika.
I've seen
those. It doesn't.
I've seen those paintings when we were up there when I went there for your wedding. Yeah. And none of that shit looks fucking evil.
No, the first one shows 3 dead women, a black woman, an Indian woman, and a Jewish girl. Now, what's making her Jewish? Well, is it the blonde hair on the cross? Some people point out there's a Star of David on her chest, and some even say, well, it's around her neck, but it's actually a cloth star, and it represents a bunch of religions that's going on. Now, everyone's saying, the poem, I was once a little child who longed for other worlds, but I am no more child, for I have known fear. I have learned to hate, and all this other stuff, and it says it's by Hannah Hirschenberg, 14 years old, who died December 18th, 1943 in Auschwitz. No shit, it inspired them. Here's what happened. They paid a guy to make these paintings who was very influenced by his own struggles and the struggles of people in the past. And what it represents is, at some point, we're all going to take our heads out of our ass and get together and get along. Yeah. That it is actually a message of hope. And the AU and the AG are symbols for gold and silver.
You know what? No matter what you do, like right now, I can write a poem, or I could draw a picture, and it could be a stick figure picture. And in 30 years from now, someone's gonna understand it and just fuck the meaning up completely. Like, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's Harry Potter, and he's summoning forth Satan."
Now, Wyld, I'm gonna allow you to do the honors on this. Explain the whole Beyonce thing.
Oh shit! Supposedly, Beyonce is a big part of the Illuminati. Not just a big part. I'm doing air quotes just so you guys know.
Yeah, again, that always translates so well over radio.
Yes,
and stuff like that.
She is supposedly a witch in the Illuminati and has a lot of different influences over television and stuff like that. Oh, it's just bad. It's Beyonce.
Yeah, and people are saying, oh my God, with her jewelry, it's a baby code. It's a
baby code.
that she's been giving out signals about Bay, from Bay, and Bay has been giving out these signals through her jewelry, like with the earrings from the "If I Were a Boy" music video, means that she's got twin babies that are going to be boys, but she's probably faking the pregnancy. According to people too.
Well, let's talk about the Monster energy drink thing. You guys remember that?
Yeah. The three scratches that create the M are the mark of Satan.
Supposed to be the mark of Satan. We're going back to religion for a minute. A lot of people were saying that it's monster and it's got the mark of Satan on there and blah blah blah. And I guess I could probably look it up and tell you, but I remember watching a video that said all of this shit. It's like someone went out of their way. Someone went out of their way to just overanalyze a Monster energy drink and just say how much Like, these guys worship the devil.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you buy this
it
drink,
was.
you worship
Yeah,
the devil.
the M is actually 666, and when you turn it upside down, so when you drink it, and it's up. I don't know anyone who tilts their head back and holds the can straight up and down, but apparently it's supposed to say 666 when you do that.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at it right now. The picture,
Yeah.
this monster, it's supposed to be like 666, and the thing, it's so fun. This is so fucking stupid. Oh, I'm just saying, guys. People look way too far into this shit. Like, there's no reason. I don't think the people who did this, like, I'm gonna make a Monster Energy drink, or maybe they did do it purposely because it's called Monster. You know, it doesn't matter. It's a fucking energy drink.
Yeah,
and it tastes delicious.
Yeah, and of course there is some marketing involved with that. That yes, they do pull from some of that because it's marketing. They know what sells.
I'm just looking on the search program right here right now, and I'm looking at all the fucking pictures, and people are just went out of their way to demonize this fucking drink, dude. And guys, it's just a drink. It's not the devil's piss.
No.
It's just a drink.
No. One of my other favorites is Saved by the Bell was not only all a dream, but there were hidden Illuminati messages in it.
I've heard that.
Basically what it is everything that you're seeing in the show is actually a dream. So it's an escape fantasy for the main character, Zach. So because like the way it starts, by the time
right, because he stops the camera and talks to us at one point.
Yeah, by the time I grab my books and find myself looking at the corner, time to see the bus fly by, and then if the teacher pops a test, I know a mess, and my dog ate all my homework last night, riding low on my chair, she won't know I'm there. So it's basically as a summary that it doesn't make any sense for the actual show. So by the time he gets to the end of the song, it says tomorrow will be all right. It's all right because I'm saved by the bell. So he's going to sleep and he's dreaming all this because everything is just so good and going awesome in his life, and the characters that act, that he's actually interested in, have feelings for him, and Slater was originally his rival and becomes his lackey, and Screech is already his lackey, and he's such a cool nerd that he builds his own robot, and Jesse is like his brother, and Kelly loves him, but and all this stuff. And then she's just replaced by Tori Spelling, and it's like
that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like okay, guys. Again, reading too much into this. Not to mention they actually believe one of the characters in some of the promotional shoots and stuff like that is throwing the signs for the Illuminati and New World Order, and it is freaking amazing. You guys have to look this up. It is awesome. I don't want to ruin too much of it for you, but that's kind of, and even Tiffany Thiessen, who was on Saved by the Bell, says this is awesome. But
I've got a thought for you, Sunrie.
Yeah.
And this is a what if. What if the Death Note world happened in the Saved by the Bell world?
Oh, they'd all be dead.
That'd be fucking hilarious. That would be fun. You can imagine, like, Zach. What if he found the fucking Death Note, dude? Like,
if he found the Death Note, it'd be like the shitty American movie version.
Oh, like we got. Oh, yeah. We already did that. Okay.
So we got it.
Yeah, we did get that. That's right. Oh, fucking Saved by the Death Note.
Saved by the Death Note.
Saved by the Death Note.
And then, of course, you've got the done to death JFK theories. Now, here's the thing. JFK, if you look at the actual video, if you look at how they were actually sitting, and you know how to use those firearms, and you know this guy learned to shoot in the Marines, trust me, guys, it could have happened very, very easily that way. Now, the question is, who is the lady with the head wrap that they were never able to find in one of the pictures who was running away from the vents? Now, I'm not saying she's involved. No one to this day has been able to identify her.
What about the moon landing conspiracy theory?
Oh, yes. Okay, so that's another famous one. So everyone who believes this says, oh, well, the moon landing couldn't have happened because you can't move your hands in a vacuum. And some guy actually built a vacuum box and sucks all the air out of it and shows that, look, I can't move my hand in there while it's in this glove. Well, that's because you don't have a pressurized glove. They use pressurized spacesuits. Another one, oh, well, their movements look like they're on wires and it's sped up. Well, if you actually have wires and it's sped up, it doesn't look as natural as it does with the moon landing. They've even been able to replicate the way they've walked by using what's called the vomit comet, where they take you up and they do this huge parabolic arc.
Yeah.
And you're basically, for all intents and purposes, weightless. And to be able to move around, you have to move around like the astronauts do.
It's literally how they shot Apollo 13.
Yes. Another one was, well, look, there's multiple sources from light. Well, no shit, you're in outer space. There's a whole shit ton of stars, and the way that if you know anything about physics and the way light bends around objects, no kidding, there's a bunch of them. There is one picture that shows what basically what it was is there's a camera that was mounted to their chests, and they would take a picture, turn, take a picture, turn, take a picture, turn, and that's how they got these awesome panoramic shots. One picture in particular shows this little cross that was from where the pictures were matted together, stuff like that, where it was supposed to be in frame, and it's behind the astronaut. No shit, it's a composite photo.
What about the bases on the moon and all that?
Oh, okay. So kind of interesting. I don't with some of them. Now there is one where it's like, oh my god, this picture shows a pyramid on the moon.
Yep.
If you actually mess with the photo, you can see that it is a very bad exposure of the rover lander, and it was old film that's been retouched up and fixed, and then touched up and then fixed, and then you're making copies of a copy. And things tend to get lost and distorted, and they try to clean things up by enhancing certain things, which make things look different than they were and stuff like that. It's just like with the Battle of L.A. If you have ever seen, and it's possible because you can, if you go online, look at the real original photo from the Battle of L.A., and you will see how altered that picture has gotten through the years. Now, the picture that most people are used to seeing is all these lights, and then they stop on something. Oh my god, there's something actually there. The original picture, you can see the light beams crossing and going through the anti-aircraft gun explosions and dust. Once it was brightened and changed and done stuff like that to put it in the newspaper, it looks like the beams stop on something, but they don't. The actual original photo shows nothing there.
Well, that's another thing. The human mind likes to make something familiar out of something that isn't.
Oh, absolutely.
That's just normal. So if you're going to see two craters, placed in the perfect position, it's going to look like a face no matter what.
Like you were saying, the mind will make something make sense if it can't comprehend what it's looking at.
Yeah. That's just how the human mind works. We're hardwired for that. We're gonna be like, oh, that's a face. No, it's not. That's why we can look up at the moon, and they say that phrase, "Man on the moon."
Yep.
We look up at the moon, we see a face. Those are just conveniently placed craters.
Yeah, and you also have the 9/11 conspiracies. Now here we go. Incoming reference. We are told to believe that the fire from the jet fuel melted the steel framing of the towers, which led to their collapse. But did you know jet fuel doesn't burn high enough to melt steel? We are told that the Pentagon was hit by a hijacked plane as well. But now look at the photos of the Pentagon. The hole's not big enough. And if a plane hit, where's the rest of it? So now the inevitable question, if terrorists didn't cause 9/11, who did? Remember that there are, in fact, 2 towers. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 and 1, 11. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1, 1. And there are 9 members of Silverstein's board of directors. That's 9, 1, 9. 9, 11. Now take 2 minus 1 plus 9 divided by 11, and you get 12. Which leads us all to the mastermind of the 9/11 attacks. Kyle from South Park. 12 contains the number 1 and 2. Just like the toilet yesterday where someone went deuce in 2 and instead of number 1.
I hate you.
Steel beams do not have to be melted.
Well, you got to remember, a plane hit them.
Yes.
They're not at their peak.
Yeah. Yes, it is absolutely true. Jet fuel does not burn enough to melt steel beams. However, the steel beams were not melted. Steel loses 50% of its integrity at half its melting point, which is under what jet fuel burns at.
Science!
Now, what about the Pentagon? The hole's too small. Not with the way the plane hit. The plane hit, sheared its wings because that's what the airplane is fucking designed to do and will happen when that kind of stress is put on there. It hit at such a speed that as it continued forward, it shredded apart and basically shotgunned a hole, which is why the hole gets smaller towards the front. And yes, there are airplane wreckages in the Pentagon ruins. You can see them in the pictures. There's a freaking landing gear in one of them. And if those people were not killed, where are they? Someone at some point would come forward now. I highly doubt they are living underground with Saul of the Mole Men. Yep. And you should always be pissed off about 9/11, no matter what you believe. You should be pissed off about that always.
I'm just pissed off anyway. I'm just constantly pissed off.
Now he's not lying. He's not lying.
Yeah. Now, Grizzly, for you, what makes a good good conspiracy theory? Like what do you like? Like I said, the Saved by the Bell one, I think is a good one. The Beyonce I think is hilarious and stuff like that. But what to you makes a conspiracy theory good? Like you're like, oh, that's a good one.
For me, it's got to have plausibility,
right?
Because if like with the Kenny from South Park being the one who was behind 9/11. Everything up until then made sense.
Yes, there's some, so that tinge of truth.
With me, there's got to be plausibility.
Okay.
Now, like with Jimmy Hoffa, he was supposed to be, buried under that mound, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then there were also theories that he was buried under numerous different casinos in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. That he was, living the life of grandeur up in Canada. And, died of old age.
Like Hitler.
Or, yeah.
Like Hitler.
I don't even remember which website it was, but I read this theory that Hitler never really committed suicide, that it was his double that ate a bullet, and he, escaped from Germany and went to Brazil.
Yeah, I've heard that one too.
That's why all of the Nazi officers and personnel that escaped Germany escaped the death sentence that they were all going to be getting.
They all went to Brazil.
That's why there's so many Nazis in Brazil. But that conspiracy theory really got me thinking because, there was all these facts. There was, this is the ship. This was the last German Nazi battleship that was destroyed off the coast of South America, a couple hundred miles off the coast of Brazil.
Nope.
Nobody knows why it was there. It was the last one captured or whatever. And so it got me thinking. But then, why would the war end? With the way he was, but
a lot of it doesn't make sense.
It gets you thinking because it's got all these different facts. And then the conspiracy theory of Tupac not really being.
Oh, yes.
Because
I've heard that
90%
one
of
too.
this.
Well, I mean, that goes along with the whole Elvis Presley thing.
Music, yeah. So 90% of his music is, don't listen to what you hear unless you see it with your own eyes.
True.
And there's only a handful of those that were closest to him that actually saw him dead, quote unquote.
He also did a live performance because the holograms.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, his hologram performance with Snoop Dogg and all those guys.
Yes.
With music that he never sang before.
Oh, that's right.
Well, they did the same thing with Michael Jackson. If you guys don't remember, they did that's which cracks me up. They did a holographic Michael Jackson.
Yeah, but he did music that he had already done, and people were singing with him.
Yeah.
Even a few of the songs that he hadn't done in any of his concerts, there's documentation, like video documentation of him practicing it, years and years beforehand.
I'm glad you brought that Tupac thing. Yeah, because I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, that's another persisting one. Tupac never actually died. They whisked him away, and he's still. There's still music coming out that was apparently by him. And
you want a good conspiracy theory? He's living with Elvis. Nerds, what do you think is a good conspiracy theory? What's a good conspiracy theory that you believe, or even come close to believing?
Like the lizard men.
Mars.
The reptilians.
The reptilians. Or we can even go back and talk about, when we talked about the Mandela effect. There's a lot of that there too. A lot of conspiracy theory and the Mandela effect. But you got to listen to that podcast.
That's right. It's a conspiracy to get more listens.
It's a conspiracy to get more listens.
Yeah.
Give us attention, fuckers. We need it. So yeah, let us know what you guys think. What did we miss? What are things that we talked about and maybe we didn't touch base on as much as you'd like us to? But yeah, guys, let us know what you think that if we missed anything. I'm sure we missed a bunch.
I'm sure we just scratched the surface of it.
Oh yeah. So there are some rabbit holes you just don't want to go down.
They're like buttholes.
Which is why we didn't speak of them.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, the internet's full of these conspiracy theories. We touched on some of the ones that are more popular because those are the ones I know most people have heard of and stuff like that. And maybe we'll revisit this at some point in the future, maybe not, but who knows? Keep watching the skies.
And keep looking below because you never know.
That's right.
California might come back to haunt you.
It always does for those that live here.
Oh shit! Can you imagine like the ghost of California? I'm laughing, but if it happens, it'll suck. But
well, yeah, it's because we both live here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the ghost of California would come back instead of being like, "Ooh, give the state of California, haha, I did it." It would be more like, "You're not being fair."
With that said and done, is there anything else we have to talk about? Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Sunrie, you got anything you want to say?
Always just stay sexy out there, and guys, don't go too far into those rabbit holes. Don't. You don't always need to take the red pill, especially given to you by a black man in an abandoned warehouse in the middle of the night.
Look what happened to Neo.
Neo, I was talking about me.
Oh, okay. Someone went down his rabbit hole.
Were you sexually assaulted by a robot?
Yeah, it was a reptilian robot alien.
Was he saying he was Doctor Who?
No, that he was a biker. He was a biker mouse from Mars.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh,
what about Grizzly? You got anything you want to say?
Nerd it's not the new sexy. It's a sexy that's been the standard for sexiness for me anyways for a long time. I'm a big guy, but sexy is a state of mind and nerd is a lifestyle.
And we have the money.
It's melding the two.
The technology.
We have the Android technology.
We can make it faster, harder,
better, stronger.
God, I'm getting a boner. Titanium dick.
No, that would hurt.
Oh, that wouldn't hurt me. It would maybe her. I'm not worried about her feelings. Ping, 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 ping.
This is why I'm the only one that's married.
Touche.
Go Grizzly was saying, yeah, nerd guys, remember nerd's the new sexy. We love you guys. Again, if you guys want to be a part of the magic, let us know. Talk to us. Message me on Facebook or on Twitter. You can even check us out on YouTube, and we have a Discord if you want to be a part of that. The Discord channel is growing, guys.
We do have a clan on Destiny 2. It's the BLGS, the About the Loco gang.
We do?
So okay. I started that. If you guys are interested, message me on there. And our motto is Carpe Diem Essence. Really? Seize the day in donkeys.
At least it's not like the VLG one for the GTA, which was Bring Us Your Mothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that one's always classy.
Remember, everyone, we want you to enjoy your weekend. We hope to see you next week. Well, these guys will see you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you
something
next
happens week. And I'm there too. Remember, stay sexy and bring us your mothers.
Yes.
And the Irwin children. Shut up, Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley.